Good morning, persistence runners. It's Comrades Day, and as you can see from the lack of a vest, I'm not running this year. Had some big injury hassles and haven't done any running since the beginning of April, although I did do 2 qualifying marathons. And today we are out on the road supporting all the people in our running group. We woke up early this morning and watched the start, and we've just popped off at a sneaky spot, and we're heading towards the Comrades route, basically near the Comrades wall. So the whole family is here, and this is one of the sneaky spots that I directed people to. When I made a spectators video last year, this is one of the spots that I directed you to. It's just after Drummond, but it's far less busy and you can park much closer to the route. So our car is probably about 150 meters down the road, and I parked where I'm guaranteed not to get parked in. You can see there is not that much parking available because it is quite a small little narrow road. And we've got lots of goodies in that bag for our friends, and we're going to spend a little bit of time here. We're supporting 4 people. The fastest of them, if she has a blinder, she'll run under 9 hours. And yeah, we're going to be here for quite a while, maybe up till the 11-hour sort of threshold. Yeah, and we'll just see how things go and then try and move further down the route. And I'm very disappointed that I wasn't part of the double start this morning. I would have liked to have been there and been a part of that. And the other thing I'm very sad to miss is the street finish. So we're going to try and go to another point further down the route, and then we're going to head to the finish and try and watch what that's all like, and enjoy the day. You can't not be out on the road in Comrades Day. It's just part of what you do when you are in this area. I think the whole of Durban just about is on this route. So you can see I just walked off the end of a dead end, and then you cross the railway line, and then that's the route up there. So you just have to be agile enough to walk up this, and it really is quite hassle free. My wife has done this a few times. I've done it I think about 2 or 3 times in the years that I haven't run, but Claire doesn't even need to look at a map. And yeah, here we are. So this is the left hand bend just after Comrades Wall. This is where it brings you to. So this is going to be our main spot for the day. This is on the, so you run down in Chonga and drop immediately into Drummond, and then after you run through Drummond you start a 7.7 kilometer climb, but it's got a couple of, well, it's basically 3 hills with a couple of breaks in between, and this is the so you can see over there it's still flat, but just after that right hand bend it kicks up again. So this is on one of the breaks, which starts at the Arthur's Seat. So you climb up, you go over a crest, and then it's sort of the hill breaks and you run past Arthur's Seat, then flat past Comrades Wall, which is around the corner. That's that I referred to just now, and then You run this little bit that undulates for a little bit, and then you start the second kick, and then there's another short little break, and then you do the last little kick, which starts sort of around about after Bothas Hill village, and it's the tough. Well, on the down run, this section of the route really is the toughest part of the route. It's where people lose the most time. You actually have to schedule that you will lose time here and be much slower than your average speed, because over the 7.5 Ks it is a long climb, and you do need to allow yourself a bit of a cushion and to lose time. But you can't be ahead of time here because the down run hasn't really started yet. The down run only really starts once you crest the top of the third hill, which takes you over top past Rob Roy, and once you crest the top of Bothas Hill and go past Kersney College, that is where the down run starts, and you really barrel down Bothas Hill. Still have to protect your legs because near the bottom of Bothas Hill you're at the same altitude as Pietermaritzburg, but you still got one little hill, Heartbreak Hill in Hillcrest to climb, and you still got to get over Cowie's Hill. But the down run starts on Bothas Hill, and then but you've still got to save your legs because the pounding that you take on the downhill and the work that your quads have to do on the uphill really does take it out of you. But if you get to Cowie's Hill, that's where you can let it go and just run home, and you can make up a lot of time in that last, I think it's about 19 Ks to go, with them moving the route around, and that I'm not really sure what the distance markers are anymore. But it's about the top of Cowie's will be, it's just less than 20 kilometers to go, and if you still have something left in your legs there, then you can run from there, and really you can make up a lot of time. I know it sounds ridiculous that you can make up a lot of time in a relatively short distance like that, but you really can if your legs are feeling good, and you can pass thousands of people. I know I've only ever got it right once on Comrades, where I ran a negative split and got my tactics right, and I passed about 3,000 people from the top of Bothas Hill to the finish. So we are settled in here, and I'll just give you a quick rundown. Those two runners over there with runners with numbers that are that colour, those are internationals. Guys with just plain white numbers with a letter and then a number, that's just a normal number. I think I'm battling to tell the difference between international runners and the back-to-back. That guy in the blue with the green, that means he has run more than 10 Comrades, finished more than 10 Comrades. There, those are definitely internationals. There, that's an international. You can see his vest says he's from London. There, that's a green number. Run more than 10. I think that's an international, the guy in the grey vest. Another green. Waiting for a yellow number. A yellow number means that they have run 9, and if they finish today they will get their green number at the finish. You walk through a separate channel at the finish, and they have a significant Comrades personality there handing out the green numbers. There we go, the Jeppy guy. That is a yellow number. Good luck for your green! That's a yellow number. So he has run 9 and is hoping to finish his 10th today. If you're a novice and you want help and guidance on your first Comrades, I was told on my first Comrades, find a yellow number, ask him about what time he's going to finish, and if it sounds like what you think you can do, stick with him, because he's guaranteed to get to the finish. It really worked well for me on my first Comrades in 2010, and that should have been me today. There's another one, the guy with the pink arm warmers. That should have been me today if I was fit and able to run for the last sort of 8 or 9 weeks, but it's going to have to wait until next year, hopefully. Those are all the different, what all the different numbers mean. The actual numbers, so here's another green number. Another thing about the green numbers is they actually own their numbers and will keep it forever. So once you enter and you start Comrades, here's another yellow number, the Jeppy guy. or lady. Once you start Comrades, you get given a number which is just randomly allocated, and then as long as you keep entering, that number is your number. If you run 5 Comrades, they will keep your number for you for 10 years. So you can not enter again for 10 years and your number will not be made available to another runner. But thereafter your number can be passed on to another runner. And you might lose it. But they do try and keep them if you've run quite a few. And then, yeah, so once you've run 9 and you cross the finish line for your 10th, you go through that green number chute and that number becomes yours forever. And they will keep it under your name and nobody else will ever be able to run in it unless you hand it over to somebody else with a written letter of permission with your signature on it and everything. When I ran my first Comrades, my mother's number, which is 28756, had not been allocated to anybody else yet. She ran 6 and she was able to hand her number over to me. So I ran in 28756 and I'm hoping to put it in our family's hands permanently the next time that I get to the start line, because I promise you the next time I get to the start line I'm getting to the finish that day. There's no ways that I'm not going to finish. So yeah, that's how all the different numbers work at Comrades. The J in the front of the number, that's their start batch. These runners have all got a purple block at the bottom on as we look, it's the bottom left. That means they were in the first start, and then a little bit later they will start to have an orange block, which is the sort of the second group start, which started 15 minutes later. And each letter batch, so like A, B, C, D, like that guy's F there, is between 1,500 and 2,000 runners, they said, would be in each batch. Not exactly sure what the number was. I do actually have my yellow number. A friend of ours went and fetched mine for me. I wasn't really too enthusiastic about going down to the Comrades experience and collecting it myself. I felt like I would be sort of faking it a bit, not being a runner. But a friend of mine did go down and collect it for me, so I do actually have it. But it is still in the envelope, and I will not wear my t-shirt or use that number for anything until the next time. Well, I can't actually wear it the next time I start Comrades because it's got a chip on it and all that, but yeah, I'm not going to sort of claim that I ran in my yellow number. Didn't even hit the start line this year. This is another thing that is unique to Comrades. That's the 9-hour bus leader. So I think 9 hours, there's another one there, he's also got a flag. I think 9 hours is the fastest bus, but we did see one sort of unofficial bus a little bit earlier, and they have experienced runners who lead buses so that groups of runners can tag on and pace themselves. And like that bus, they will aim to finish in about 8:55. So if you're inexperienced or worried that you're going to run too fast in the beginning or whatever, you can tag on with the bus, and the bus driver should pace you all the way to run, if you're fit enough, to run a well-paced race all the way to the finish. So I finally figured out what all the numbers are. They've changed some of them. So those guys are definitely international numbers, where it's almost like a shade of grey or a shade of blue that the number is printed on. And here comes another one, this H36314. That is an international number. And then the back-to-back numbers, which used to look like that, they've got like a red bar down the sides of their number. So where the sponsor's logo is, that color red drops down on both sides, like this one right here. So that is a back-to-back number. You can see it says he's run 1 and he's going for his back-to-back. So that's a back-to-back number now. 2 of our running group are through and looking very good, and we're just waiting for the other 2 to come through. They shouldn't be too long. Good luck for your green! when I'm on the road, you know, it's quite a long day, and to amuse yourself throughout the day, I wish every single yellow number that I see on the road good luck for their green, as a way of sort of keeping alert and sort of just something to do, you know. There with that guy there with the blue and yellow, he's international and a back-to-back.
Well done, Stu.
Well done, keep going. That's Stu Berry, international rugby referee, going for his back-to-back. And what we are starting to see now here, this guy in the sort of greeny yellow kit with the black sleeves, that's start 2. You can see there's an orange block at the bottom of his number, and his batch N L was the first batch. Good luck for your green. There's another N, also back-to-back and international. So those guys are in the second start batch. They've made up 15 minutes on most of the rest. Here's an M and then G together, so those runners are actually 15 minutes apart in race time. Yeah, so mix of start batch now, and there will only be one gun at the end, but if a person from the first start batch, if they do sort of take over 12 hours to get to People's Park, they will not be awarded a medal even though the gun hasn't fired. So the time limit is 12 hours regardless of when you started. So the buses, this is the third 10-hour bus flag. So as you go further back, there are more and more bus leaders. There are 2 of them that are running actually together just ahead, probably about 100 meters ahead. And then yeah, there's buses all the way back to 12 hours, I think, every half hour. And yeah, if you need some pacing, you can tag along with them. So we're on our way back to the car. You can see it's getting a little bit busier as more and more runners come down the route. The cars will be parked a lot further down the road now than when we arrived. And this is one of the quietest spots that you can get to. So yeah, they really, and there'll be a huge traffic jam later in the day on any available route heading back to Devon, because this is what people who live in the areas between Maritzburg and Devon do on Comrades Day, is follow their friends down the route.
How's it, guys? Follow Stuart on YouTube. I actually found this little route on the Comrades because of his YouTube videos. Yeah, so give him a follow. Check out all his other spots. I've been following all the spots he recommends, and they've been top notch.
Yeah, so he just saw me walking holding my phone, and he stopped me and said, "Are you Stuart?" And said that's how I need to come here. So yeah, at least I helped someone. We've now moved down the route, and this is called Heartbreak Hill. There's also a sneaky way to get here. There was no traffic and no cops, and we are literally parked about 50 meters away here from the route. Very easy. Yeah, so this is Bothas Hill is just out of view down the bottom there. So you can see there it kicks up. Where it kicks up, where the road kicks up down there, that's the bottom of Bothas Hill. And Kearsney College is on the crest of the hill at the top there. And there is about 34 kilometers to go here. And we left immediately when the last of our runners came through there near Comrades Wall, or just beyond Comrades Wall. And we should have about a 20-minute wait for our runners to get here. The 2 that were ahead, we've missed them. They're already through, and we will hope to chase and see them at the finish. So that gives you an idea of, if you're seconding, like you can't catch a spread of runners. If you're following more than one runner, they really have to be quite close together in order for you to catch them at the different spots going down or up, if you're following an up run. So yeah, here we took the sort of the middle hill crest or ramp that goes to Plantations, and then we turned left as if you're going to Hillcrest Hospital, and then worked our way through the suburb to get here. Did not see a single cop car until we got to the route, and it was very easy to park. Yeah, this time we should be able to get the whole of the 10-hour bus. That was the lead flag. There's a second flag. You can also see now that we later on in the day, you can see the mileage is starting to take its toll, how people are starting to shift their weight from side to side as they take strides. That's a sign that they're starting to fatigue and their stability muscles are not doing so well anymore. Maybe the third flag has dropped off the bus a little bit. It's not my favorite thing to run in a bus. If any of the buses happen to catch me, try and either run just in front of them or just behind them. I don't like being confined and having to run to somebody else's pace. There's the other 10-hour flags. So they just pace themselves sensibly according to what they think is right, and then you just judge from how the guy's pacing himself whether you want to run with him. Like for me, I like to take it easy on the ups, and I run a little bit harder on the flats, or a little bit faster relative to the other runners on the flats, and then really conserve and try and keep the impact to a minimum on the downs, so I don't run too fast on the downs. So like it's difficult to actually run with a group that's pacing, because quite a lot of the time the buses will make up time on the downs, whereas I feel like I can make up time on the flats where my weight doesn't kill me, and I can't take too much impact on the downs because I'm a fairly heavy runner, being a really tall guy. So yeah, you just got to judge it. If you do run just in front or behind, the gap never really changes by much more than 150 or 200 meters, so you can still use a bus to pace yourself even though you're not running in and amongst everybody. These guys have got about, I think it's about 33 and a bit, or maybe 34 k's to go. And you can see whenever, with these are 10-hour runners, and you can see that whenever the road goes up, they just walk, just conserve energy. And then when they go over the hill at the top, the crest of this hill, which is just out of our shot over there, that is the crest of Hillcrest. So yeah, yellow runner there from the Defence Force. So everybody's through. We're just walking back down to our kids. You can see the runners are quite a lot more frequent now. These are like between 10 and 11 hour runners. So the real, well, you're sort of getting towards the heart of the field. More than 50% of the field will finish in the last hour. So we're not even halfway yet. Move down to Pine Town now. This is where the Pine Town timing mat is. This is the underpass. So the M7 goes over the top there, St. John's Avenue, and they run underneath. And it's one of the few places where traffic can actually cross the route. So we have crossed the route and we'll head to Durban down the M19, which if you watch my route video, route spectators video from 2024, that's one of my crossing points that I recommend. So we have made it to the finish. It is quite a mission to get here. The parking is not too bad actually once you figured out what to do, but to get to the side of the route where I am standing now, and a point where the runner's chute was quite a mission. We had to walk a long way around, and we've got a runner that's probably about 1.5 km away and going to make it relatively comfortably under the 10-hour barrier, and I'm here with their family, so we got to make sure that the girls can see their mom come in. I don't even know if you can hear me. It's been a long day. So we've got a minute to go until the 10-hour cutoff for the guys who are in the first start batches. It's getting very thin. There were a lot more runners. The finish. So that's the finish just down the road. I think you're going to see some sprinting very soon.
Remember her name's Michelle, eh?
So all the guys with the purple square on their numbers are about to have the 10-hour cutoff, and it is a medal cutoff.
My way! Come on, my way! You got this!
Ah. So that was the first 10-hour medal cutoff. In the next 15 minutes there'll be another one. So that is a 10-hour bus from the second start. They're gonna make it with like 7 minutes to spare. So I'm all back home now. Yeah, geez, the finish at Comrades was interesting, trying to figure out the best way to do things. We did eventually. The parking wasn't too bad getting in and out, and there was quite a bit of space. Arriving just in time to see a 9 hours 56 runner finish, but it did get quite jammed quite soon after that. But trying to actually get to the side of the finish on the road and be in a position where you could then walk from there and then get to where you could meet your runner coming out of the finish chute. There was a massive people jam. It took us about 10 minutes to walk 100 meters because there were so many people, and it was just too narrow, and there were just too many fences all around. So that's one thing that they are definitely going to have to fix for the next down run for the 100th year. They're expecting another 50% increase in entries on what they had, and that certainly is not going to work the way they had the finish laid out like that. They definitely need to take some fences down and allow more people to go in and out of the finish, and like give people more space so that you can see your loved ones coming, so yeah, it'll be interesting to see if they can find a solution to that. It was very cramped and very confined. I was standing there with so a friend of ours was the one who finished in 9:56, and her husband and 2 daughters. I got a lift to the finish with them because my kids had it and didn't want to go to the finish, and I wanted to see what it was like. So yeah, it was quite interesting trying to figure that all out. But once she was through and we did manage to find her, I had to put her daughter on my shoulders so that she could see me and walk towards us, because there was just too much of a people jam. And then once she could see, she managed to walk towards us while we were trying to get out. And then it wasn't too bad walking to the car. We probably only walked about maybe 300 or 350 meters to get to where the car was parked, which was more luck than good management. And then it was pretty quick to get out. But yeah, they are going to have to fix that issue for 2 years' time. But interesting day. I enjoyed my day. I don't feel sad about not running my 10th because I really am in such bad shape that there's no ways that I could have ever attempted it, and I've been out injured for so long that's just the way things are, and we'll just try again next year. So yeah, Hope everybody had a good day. See you again sometime.